AITA for refusing to babysit my sister's kids for free when she goes on vacation. She calls it family duty, but I call it unpaid labor. Hi Reddit. I, 28F, have a bit of a situation with my older sister Karen, who is 34F. She has 3 kids, 9M, 6F, and 3M. I love my niece and nephews dearly, and I'm usually happy to help in small, reasonable ways, watch them for a few hours, help with school pickups if I'm available, etc. But recently, Karen and her husband announced they were planning a 10-day international vacation to Greece in early June. It's a big deal for them. Apparently their first real vacation together since the youngest was born. I was happy for her until she told me she expected me to watch the kids while they were gone. For free. Let me be clear. I work full-time from home as a graphic designer, and although I have flexible hours, my work is demanding. I also don't have children of my own and don't have experience managing 3 kids 24 hours 7 days. And this isn't for a weekend, it's 10 full days, including meals, school drop-offs and pickups, baths, tantrums, bedtime routines, and everything in between. I asked her what her backup plan was if I couldn't do it. She said she didn't have one and that it's your turn to step up as family. I told her I'd be willing to do it if she paid me, and even offered a discounted rate, about $80 per day, which is half of what a professional nanny would cost in our area. She got angry and said I was being selfish and putting money over family. She said it was my family duty, and that she would do the same for me if the roles were reversed. Well, the roles aren't reversed. I don't have kids. I'm not asking anyone to drop everything in their lives for over a week to do unpaid labor. I told her no. Now she's furious, has told our parents, and they're taking her side, saying I'm young and single, so it's not a big deal, and I should help where I'm needed. I feel like I'm being ganged up on and guilt-tripped for simply setting a boundary. So, AITA for refusing to babysit my sister's kids for free during her vacation? First update. Wow, I did not expect this post to blow up like it did. Thank you all so much for the responses, awards, and messages. I've read through as many as I could. And a lot of you helped me feel validated and not alone in this. A few updates. First, Karen found the post. I didn't tell her about it, but I guess someone she knows is a Reddit lurker and recognized the situation. She called me in full rage mode saying I'd publicly humiliated her. She demanded I take the post down, but I refused. I didn't name her. I didn't reveal personal details. She told me she's rethinking our relationship. Second, our parents doubled down. They invited me to dinner to talk it out, but it turned into a 2-hour guilt trip. My dad said I was putting a price tag on love, and my mom said I was punishing Karen for being a mother. When I pointed out that I work full-time and have responsibilities, they said I was making excuses. Third, I sent Karen a final message. I reiterated that I love the kids and am happy to help with short-term things, but 10 days of full-time childcare is not a favor. It's a job. If she wants me to watch them, she'll have to pay me. Otherwise, she needs to find another option. She left me on read. Haven't heard from her ever since. Second update. Things escalated in a way I didn't expect. Karen and her husband went on the vacation anyway and left the kids with our parents. I wasn't even told. I found out through a Facebook post. My parents are both in their late 60s, and while they're relatively healthy, they are not up to the task of handling 3 young kids for 10 days. By day 3, my mom called me in tears, saying the 3-year-old had smeared diaper contents all over the bathroom and the 6-year-old was refusing to sleep unless someone lay with her for hours. They were overwhelmed and asked if I could just take them for a few days to lighten the load. I calmly said no. I told her I wasn't punishing anyone. But I had set my boundary weeks ago and I was sticking to it. Later that night, my dad left a voicemail saying I was disappointing the whole family and not acting like a real aunt. I've since muted the family group chat. I'm emotionally drained, but I have no regrets. Oh, and a few people asked if I've ever asked Karen for help. Funny thing, I once needed a ride to urgent care a year ago. I had food poisoning and was throwing up. Karen said she was too tired and told me to call an Uber. Final update. So, they're back. Karen didn't contact me when they returned. I was fine with that. But my mom eventually let slip that Karen was angry not because I refused to babysit, but because she had to pay for an earlier return flight. Apparently, after just 5 days, my parents called and begged them to come back early because the kids were too much. She tried to bill me for the change fee. I'm not joking. She actually emailed me an invoice for $624. I laughed so hard I almost choked on my coffee. I didn't respond to the email. Instead, I sent her a polite message. Hi Karen, I understand this trip didn't go as planned. I hope you're all settled now. I do want to reiterate that I wasn't obligated to provide 10 days of full-time unpaid childcare. I love the kids, but love does not equal servitude. I wish you well. But please don't contact me about reimbursement again. Haven't heard back since. I've had a few other family members reach out privately saying I did the right thing, but were afraid to say anything earlier. My cousin even told me she once babysat for Karen for 2 days and never got a thank you. It's sad to admit, but I think Karen has taken advantage of all of us for years, and now that someone said no, the cracks are showing. Thanks for all your support, Reddit. I'm standing firm.